Hey, how's it going everyone? This is Ron and I'm back again with a brand new video here on my channel. Rock on, Ron. So for today we're going to take a look at this awesome playset, which is the JADA Nano scene Fast and the Furious Toretto house. Alright, so this is how it looks like, and as you can see it looks really awesome, even though the box is pretty beat up. Because once again I was able to buy this from a Japanese surplus store, thrift store that I do have connections with. So there's that, and I was able to buy this for cheap, like less than half the price of the real price of this playset right here. So by the way, when speaking about the real price of this real sports $20 each in the US, especially when this was first released way back 2022. But the pricing of this playset nowadays has gone up like 2 to 3 times higher because this is getting hard to find and it's getting rare. And I believe they're not actually reproducing this or reprinting this. So there's that. But the thing is, JADA still releases some of the playsets of this Fast and Furious line right here. And I think the latest one that they released is the Hans Garage from the Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift. And I believe that's the best one yet that they released because it is an actual warehouse slash car garage that you can actually fully enclose. And you can actually remove the roof and the walls to rebuild the interiors inside. And that's really cool. That will be an awesome diorama piece, especially for your high grades and real grade Gundam builds. So there's that. And the thing is, I did my own research about this playset right here. This is an actual 1:87 scale, which can pass as an HO scale type of diorama piece. But the cars itself ranges between 1:100 scale to 110 scale. 1:110 scale, that is. But I believe this can pass as a 1:144 scale because once again I do have this pilot figure from the real grade Mark II Gundam, and I've had this for a while, and this serves like my rule of thumb when it comes to telling the scale size of my action figures and playsets that I buy for my real grade and high grade Gundam builds. And as you can see, if you put it on the grass on the front of the house, it seems to be in scale enough, especially if you put it in the porch, on the front of the porch near the doorway. As you can see, it can pass as a 1:144 scale tiny house, as you can see right here. Alright, so here's a better view right there, and as you can see it can pass as 1:144 scale tiny house. Alright, so there's that. So yeah, let's take a closer look at the box right here. Once again, it's pretty beat up, but the playset itself is still intact. As you can see, the cars are still sealed in the blisters right there. And once again, this is from a Japanese toy collector. I'm not quite sure about the backstory why this box has been damaged. Maybe this has been in the storage and the boxes has been stacked on top of each other, so that's why the clear plastic part on the top of this box right here has been damaged. So there's that, and they just decided to sell this for cheap. So there's that. Alright, so yeah, so the thing is, I'm not just a Gundam guy, I'm also a fan of exotic fast cars and tuner cars out there, and I'm also a fan of the Fast and the Furious franchise. And I believe the Fast and the Furious 1 and 2 and Tokyo Drift are the best part of those movie series franchise, because the thing is, I think when the Fast and the Furious 4 came out, they kinda strayed out from the street racing team, and it kinda sucks because the movie turned into like this overly action-packed Mission Impossible, James Bond, WWF, MMA type of superhero movie, and I think a lot of fans dislike that and they're kinda turned off about the franchise. Me myself, I didn't really like that because once again they strayed out of the street racing team. So there's that. So yep, the latest movie that they released is Fast and the Furious X, and I believe they're going to release Fast and the Furious 11. And I've heard the rumor that Fast and the Furious 11 will go back to its roots about street racing team, but we're still about to find out. So if that's so, then that'll be awesome. Alright, so without further ado, let's go ahead and unbox and assemble this, and we're going to see how this looks like beside my real grades and high grade Gundam builds, along with my collection of small scale diecast cars from Kyosho and different brands from Japan. So yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at these awesome playset JADA Nano scene Fast and the Furious Toretto house. Alright, so once again I'm back and finally I'm done assembling this JADA Nano scene Fast and the Furious Toretto house playset, and this is how it looks like. And as you can see, it looks really awesome. As a tiny diorama piece for your high grades and roller grade Gundam builds. Looks really awesome. The side view looks like that, and once again you do have this empty space for you to be able to park your mobile suits at the back of the house, just like that. Looks really nice. So yeah, once again on paper, this is like a 1:87 scale, HO scale, tiny diorama piece. But once again, this can pass as a 1:144 scale tiny house. So if you do build high grades and roll grade Gundam builds, I highly recommend this. Alright, so this is how it looks like. So let's take a closer look. So it's made of this good quality hard plastic, and it does have an awesome paint job and color separation. As you can see right here, the grass is actually textured plastic. It's painted on, and also the asphalt on the road is textured, as you can see right here. Feels nice to the touch. And actually this lawn right here, you can actually improve this with the use of a felt paper. So if you do have the time and materials, you can actually cut out a piece of felt paper in color green, and that will surely enhance the look and texture of this lawn right here, this grass, and it will actually eliminate the look of the seam line right here. So if you want to go the extra mile to make it look more realistic. Alright, so there's that, and once again I do have this extra pieces of palm trees from my road set, and I can actually install this if I wanted to. All I gotta do is to drill some holes with the same diameter of this peg right here, and I can actually install this on the side, and it looks really awesome, just like that. Or maybe right here, looks really cool. Maybe at the back, looks really nice. And I do have multiple sets of these. I haven't really used it yet, so there's that. And the thing is, I'm trying to customize this for me to be able to install some bicycle LED signal lights inside of this, but I was able to find out that it doesn't have any screws for me to be able to disassemble this. So I'm still trying to find out how to disassemble this for me to be able to put some lights in. Alright, so there's that. And yeah, for the other gimmicks of this, it does have an articulated door for the car garage at the back. It actually slides just like so. It's a sliding door. It's pretty tight, just like that, and it looks awesome. Alright, so let's go ahead and do some size comparisons with my high grade builds. So here's my high grade gun tank, high grade custom gun tank, and once again you do have this empty space at the back, and you can park your gun tank at the back of the house, just like so. It looks really cool, just like that. So Fast and the Furious in collaboration with Gundam, that will be an awesome movie. You can actually put it on the driveway, just like so. It looks really nice. It really accentuates the size of the mobile suits and the houses, so it's that awesome size comparison. Alright, so let's put this gun tank aside right here. So let's grab this roll grade Mark II Gundam. You can also park these at the back of the house right just there, so alright, and that's how it looks like. It looks really cool. Maybe in the front of the house, this is how it looks like. So my hands are getting shaky because it does have a bit of a weight to it. So there's that. So yeah, this is how it looks like, and also it does includes this mini chairs and tables and grill, just like so. It's really tiny. Let's go ahead and put it at the back right here, and I believe this will be hard to set up because it's really small. So I'm actually planning to magnetize this. Maybe I'm going to buy some magnetic strips or magnetic pads, and I'm going to cut out some steel sheets, like paper thin steel sheets that I'm going to glue underneath this mini chairs right here for me to be able to magnetize it on the ground, just like so. Because once again, this is pretty hard to set up because of how small it is. It includes this 6 pieces of chairs, Small wooden chairs and a grill, just like so. And I believe this is how it's set up, just like so. And grabbing my pallet figure, my 1:144 scale pallet figure, it is in scale with this tiny chairs and tables, just like so. That's how it looks like. Alright, there you have it. And side by side comparison with the grill, as you can see, it is pretty much in scale, just like so. Alright, so once again, I'm planning to magnetize this by cutting some small sheets of paper thin sheets of steel, and I'm going to put some magnetic pads underneath this grass right here, and I think it could work, but I don't have the materials yet, so I'm going to put it back in the plastic bag so that I don't lose this. You can easily lose this if you're not too careful, so there's that. Be careful with these pieces right here. Alright, so let's go ahead and put this aside right here. So now let's go ahead and take a closer look at the die-cast cars included with this JADA Nano scene Fast and the Furious Toretto house. Alright, so this is the Supra, Rhino Corner Supra right here, and this is the Dodge Charger, which you can see right here. It's pretty detailed. So it's all made of die-cast metal from the chassis up to the body of the cars. Right, so let me go ahead and put this aside first, because once again my hands are getting shaky. Alright, so for the size comparison of the die-cast cars, this is how it looks like. Closer look. So it does have a bit of a weight to it, because once again the chassis is made of metal and the upper body is made of die-cast metal as well. But the thing is, it does have some good detail on it, good quality on it, but it seems to be missing something, because the actual windshields and the windows are not clear plastic. It's actually painted on. So if I do some comparison with my 1:144 scale tiny cars from Kyosho, you can actually see the difference. The Kyosho ones have this rubber tires, while this JADA ones, it doesn't really have some rubber tires on it. It's just a metal axle, it's a pre-wheeling axle, and just a piece of plastic. And once again, the Kyosho ones have this clear plastics for the windshield. Looks really awesome. So this is way much better compared to this, but they're the same size, as you can see right here. So these are actually 1:100 scale, and this is 1:100 length scale, but I don't really care. They can both pass as 1:144 scale tiny cars, as you can see right here. And this is a closer look with the Dominic Toretto's Dodge Charger. And once again, it does have a bit of a weight to it. It's actually heavier than my Kyosho cars, because once again the chassis of this is made of metal, as well as with the upper body is also made of metal. So the blower of the engine is actually made of plastic. It's chrome plated plastic, but once again it seems awesome, but it kind of missing something, because the windshields and windows are just painted on with some gray paint, so it's not an actual window. So once again, here's a quick side-by-side comparison with my die-cast cars with some of my mini die-cast cars from Japan, and as you can see, the difference are like night and day, because this one has clear windows. It also has die-cast body and die-cast chassis as well, as you can see right here. And what I like most about this mini die-cast cars from Japan was that it does have a single piece of screw, which means that this is pretty modular. I can easily disassemble this if I need to repaint this, or maybe if I need to repaint or repair the axles or the wheels, just in case if I have a bent axle, that will be easier to repair. In comparison with this is not actually modular, because this is permanently riveted. The chassis is riveted and embedded to the upper body itself. So if you're going to disassemble this, you're gonna need some Dremel or some drill for you to be able to remove those rivets. So there's that. So yeah, so the thing is, I'm not saying they're bad, it's just they're good quality. It's just that they seem to be missing something, which is specifically the clear windows on the tiny diecast cars. So there's that. But once again, there is same scale, so I can easily mix them with my Kyosho cars, and it's not that really noticeable. So there's that. Alright, so once again, going back to the house, the Dominic Toretto house, and once again, this is how it looks like. It looks awesome with the cars on, just like so. Parked on the driveway, and I can park my extra cars from Kyosho, just like so. I do have this extra cars, and it looks really awesome, just like that. Oops, almost slide up. Looks really awesome, as you can see right there. So once again, I do have a large collection of these mini diecast cars from Japan. So this will serve as an awesome diorama piece for my mini diecast cars. Alright, so there's that. So yeah, I think that's about it. So by the way, I was able to do my own research, and apparently this style of housing is called Craftsman Architecture Bungalow, which dates way back early 1900s to early 90s. So it's like a classical style of American home, just like this. And it also resembles like a classical vintage farmhouse. So if you can create like a diorama cornfield or a rice field and put this aside, then you can create like an awesome farm diorama with the set right here. Alright, looks really cool. So by the way, speaking of farms, I do have this diecast tractor from Matchbox. This is the Mercedes-Benz 1600 turbo tractor, and I believe this can pass as a 1:144 scale, because as you can see, the seats inside this tractor is pretty small, and if I grab my pallet figure from the Real Great Mark II Gundam, it is pretty much in scale, I believe, just like so. So tractors can be really big, especially the ones that is used on the really huge farms out there. So this can be an awesome piece for this set right here, and it fits the driveway, as you can see right here. It's a perfect fit for the driveway. Alright, like mini tractor. So by the way, this is vintage and kind of hard to find nowadays. Awesome to have this in my collection. Alright, so once again, I do have this palm trees, and I can easily put it on the side right here. All I gotta do is to drill some holes with the same millimeter of this peg right here. And I do have multiple sets of these. I can put it on the side just like so. It looks really cool. Maybe right here. Actually, right here looks good, just like so. Or maybe at the back, because the back is an open space, open empty space. So there's that. So yeah, I'm actually planning to do some to install some LED signal lights inside this tiny house right here, because the windows are actually transparent plastic. So grabbing my LED signal lights right here, I can shine it through, as you can see right here. So if I can put this inside, that will be an awesome effect, if I can put some LEDs inside this. Alright, just like what I did in my tiny McDonald's restaurant. Or maybe I can install some posts just like this, like light posts. Alright, so the thing is, I'm still planning to disassemble this, and as you can see on the top of the roof, it indicates this piece right here is a separable piece because of the sim line right here. But once again, I was able to find out that there's no screws underneath this playset, so I'm still going to find out how to disassemble this, just like that. Alright, so by the way, here's my tiny McDonald's restaurant for my Happy Meal. So it's kind of a bit smaller compared to the set right here. So actually, I wanted to modify the doors to make it look bigger, to make this look more like a 1:144 scale tiny McDonald's kiosk. So this is not actually a McDonald's restaurant. This is more likely like a kiosk for you to be able to order some takeouts or drive-bys, but you cannot actually eat inside this. if you consider this as a 1:144 scale tiny McDonald's. But it is an awesome piece, like an additional diorama piece. So it's all a matter of perspective, just like so. And this can work out, I believe. Alright, so there's that. So let's go ahead and do the montage, and after this we're good to go. Alright, so there we have it, the JADA Nano scene Fast and the Furious Toretto house. Looks really awesome. I highly recommend this. If you do build high grades and real grade Gundam builds, this is an awesome piece. Alright, so once again I'm back, and finally I'm done reviewing this awesome piece, which is the JADA Nano scene in Fast and the Furious Toretto house playset. And as you can see, it looks really awesome. I highly recommend this, especially if you do build real grades and high grade Gundam builds. This will accentuate the sizes of your builds for diorama sets. This is an awesome piece right here. Alright, so the thing is, JADA still makes this Nano scene playsets from different movie franchises, and I still wanted to get the Toretto market from the Fast and the Furious one. And once again, I believe the best one that they've released yet is the Hans Garage, which is the latest release. And it is an actual warehouse slash garage, which you can actually fully enclose, and you can actually remove the roofs and the walls for you to be able to rebuild the interiors inside, which is really cool. I wanted to get those, so if I can get it at a reasonable price, then I will buy them. That will be awesome. So yeah, that's about it. So once again, thank you so much for watching. If you like what you see, hit the subscribe and the like button, and I will highly appreciate it. If not, it's okay. Hope you have a great day. So once again, this is Ron. Rock on, stay awesome, and have a good one.